Yes, gents, you having a good afternoon, ready to get us kick-started?
Yeah, a good afternoon, and it's only going to get better because it is the first glimpse of new Liquid.
Yeah, we had to get you on for this one, Jason.
I know. We had to make it happen.
We flipped the script. We made sure that Liquid had to be on the stream so you could watch their first game.
I'm wonderfully excited. I like Prof's angle on Anubis. Get out there, Prof. Don't let these guys dissuade you. I like that argument. Oh, they're cut off now. I brought him in just as soon as we went away.
I'm sure we appreciate it.
Yeah, that's what I was going for.
Well, Team Liquid versus Legacy, an interesting game of two in-game leaders coming into their new squads. We've seen Lux take a step back from Pain, and he's now trying to build up this Legacy squad. He's qualified for 2 international lands with the team, and this is the first up. So a tough task against Team Liquid, but I think we're all just very excited to see how they're going to play with Shuey.
He even alluded to it as well. He was like, yeah, it is going to be a tough one, but maybe we catch a moment with a new in-game leader coming in where he's not super comfortable, and we can kind of build upon that. So yeah, Legacy have kind of showed themselves in the Brazilian scene as the best of the rest, but now they've got to do it in Tier 1.
Well, Nerd's ready to go, and he's taken out by Dumao. Shuey gets his first kill in the Liquid jersey. And Sadzin looking towards heaven. His teammate looking the wrong way. Dumao trying to step up and keep his team in this pistol round. And at the moment, he is blocking a lot of shots. Finally taken out by Twist in the middle of the site, leaving Sadzin on his own. He's got over a minute left, bomb on his back, and Twist spotted out towards the CT vent. Should be impossible for Sadzin to get himself into a winnable situation here, but he's going to give it a good go.
Well, I think he's thinking bomb plant now at this point. Over to ramp room where everything's quieted down. You know most of the defense shifted towards the upper bomb site. See if you can have this pathway to just get a desperate plant in. Liquid's going to hear these footsteps, but they're not going to be there in time to stop it. So bomb plant will be there. The bonus money will come in for Legacy, and Sadzin sets himself up for what would be a miracle. If he can find Naf, low HP, you can either even things up. It could be a good final cleanup, but this is tough.
What a moment it would be if Sadzin's able to get them off to the races with a 1v3 clutch. He's got ultimate. Twist right in front of him. Low HP on the player up on top. That's Nap, but Twist lands the headshot right between the eye. Prevents the clutch from coming in. But a bomb plant secure for Sadzin will allow Legacy to invest into the next round.
Yeah, made that really dicey. Nicely done from him in the 1v3 to get that bomb planted. We'll see what Legacy choose to do with the extra bonus money. We obviously we know teams like to pick up, like to save. Or I mean, excuse me, like to force buy. I think with this coming in for Team Liquid, you know, one of the things to look out for me, so much of the conversation towards the end of Team Liquid was about the role clashes, JKS and Naf feeling uncomfortable, players getting moved around and not really feeling like everyone was in their perfect position. So for me coming into this with Shuhei now in the lineup, the interesting thing is going to be where do players move back to? Nuke's a great example for someone like Naf, considering with JKS in the lineup, we saw him anchoring that upper bomb site, was not super comfortable there. Historically, he's been your ramp room player, which JKS took over. So we're going to see Naf, I would imagine, go back to that comfort position for himself.
And obviously, Twist not having the in-game lead is another very exciting prospect about Team Liquid's firepower, how much that can step up. But where's Twist going to play inside of this squad? You know, on the T side, is he going to be off on his own? Is he going to be in the pack? It's interesting to look at how that's going to shape up.
Yeah, it really is, because Yanko brought up that point where Shuhei comes into this and he's a pack player, a space-taking in-game leader. He likes taking some of those early fights. So when you think of the pack, it's going to be him and Nerds and Ultimate as that kind of trio. Twist would kind of move into more of a lurk position, more of a targeted impact that he can have. Or you could also, I mean, if you find things, Twist can play in that pack from time to time. It's all up to us figuring out, or Liquid figuring out, and then showing us what they're going to be able to do with it. I even think some of Twist on the CT side is interesting, because I know it was something he wanted to move away from at some point, was playing those anchor roles that he played in like the early Team Liquids and the Grand Slam Team Liquid. But you could also bring him back into some of those roles on the CT side if there's some maps where he's still enjoying it and can play those obviously very well.
I did listen to the latest episode of the Talking Counter podcast, Jason.
It's a good one.
And you were sort of advocating for that to happen. You'd like to see that Twist playing the anchor roles, but your fellow podcasters didn't necessarily agree.
Yeah, well, look, I've got a lot of sympathy for the position Twist is in, right? Because I know when I came into Liquid as the coach, Twist had brought that up as something he wanted to get into, is move into some different positions. Specifically, one was on Mirage, of wanted to stop anchoring the A bomb site and move over towards playing Catwalk. But on one hand, you know, when you get your teams all involved, your players all involved in the conversation, you're looking at it and you're like, it's kind of hard to make that switch because you're just so valuable as an anchor. And at the moment, I think they have, you know, Naf as in those anchor positions kind of struggled. So are you going to be willing to go back and take some of those roles that you know you're good at, even if you don't necessarily want to? He's got to break out of the mold a little bit in FaZe. I don't know if he'd want to go back.
Well, it looked like Twist had a little tech issue after that pistol round, so it seems to be fixed. We're ready to go again. and Legacy decided not to fully invest going into the second round. They upgraded into some pistols, a little bit of utility, but this should allow Team Liquid a 2-0 start into Nuke.
And Naf is back into that ramp room position that has been there for most of his career. You have Twist playing in the upper bomb site. Over towards Mini with Shuhei paired up. Nertz is outside. And Ultimate's going to be floating with the AWP. Eventually.
Yeah, a little bit later in the half. I mean, so many talking points about the future of Team Liquid, and Ultimate is obviously one of those. He's got to now step up. You know, you can say that maybe it was a little dysfunctional. You had the caveat of Twist being an in-game leader, sort of getting used to that. JKS, NAF, role overlap. Now that that's sort of out of the window, now we start to focus a little bit more on Ultimate, because he's no longer that new, fresh rookie, right? This is second season coming into Counter-Strike, so we're expecting him to start getting more consistent performances.
He had some downturns, but his last event, he showed some good things. There's the pounce from Nertz when information is there. The rest of the Deagles are far back, so he's feeling comfortable enough to scratch his nose while he reloads.
Yeah, not bad. Lux going for a couple of shots to the wall here with the Deagle. Eventually going to be peaked, and that MP7 in the hands of Nertz, making it work.
He makes that MP7 look good.
He does. One of the only players to use it, and has been using it for a very long time.
Yeah, he bought that way early.
All right, 2-0 here for Team Liquid as expected, but all 5 players staying alive lets that CT money swell. Now we'll get to see what Lux's T-side calling looks like for this squad.
You touched on it as well. I mean, what an incredible start to your in-game leader journey if you're Lux switching into this position of qualifying immediately for 2 international events. He's kind of come out and said the goal of this team is to break out of like that qualifier zone and get into the direct invite. He wants to be in that bubble where he can stop playing in these South American qualifiers. They qualified to Bucharest through the South American qualifier. Same thing for IEM Dallas that they qualified for. So great start. You can only say positive things about Legacy and how they've kind of been building up over these past few months with Lux taking the helm, but now they've got to step up and perform even better against the Tier 1 opposition.
Well, Shuhei positions himself aggressively inside of Hut. He's going to tuck in the corner. Might get a great chance here on this Zamp, who's on 32 HP. Would melt away from that FAMAS.
Legacy's used all their utility. They've got Molotov, 2 flashes, and an HE grenade to get into this upper bomb site. Shuhei's going to activate.
Yep, great flash, but better shot from Lado. And now are they expecting the ramp pincher? Here they come. One side, it's Twist. Gets back for a second kill, finally eradicated by Lato, but the damage done from Twist. Minute 7 seconds left. Legacy sense the gap at ramp room, and they're going to try and use it. Yeah,
and this puts a lot of pressure on Nertz because you have Ultimate up in the rafters. He's not going to want to make his move until they know exactly what's happening. So Nertz with this MP7 has to find a defense at this B bomb site to slow, delay, and harass. They're going to go back up top, so it's all on Ultimate in these rafters.
Will he see him? Oh, Dumao hasn't seen him yet. Finally, clocks the Ultimates up here. Gonna guarantee that kill by aiming for the headshot, and now Nertz left 1v3. Legacy wrap around Heaven, dive down into the site. It is going to be Legacy picking up their first T-round win.
The only play Ultimate had in that round, once you're in that 2v3, is to just kind of walk all the way exposed back to rafters, back to Heaven. I mean, you're just kind of stuck there. You don't want to give away the sound cue of a drop. You just got communicated from your teammate that they're hitting the lower bomb site, and then that it's a fake. You know that the common fallback place is Heaven. Your eyes is stuck there. Your gaze is stuck there. That's a brutal position to be in if you're Ultimate, and Liquid lose that first gun round. But now they get the AWP in Ultimate's hands. Now they get a couple more M4s picked up. That ramp room, late ramp aggression doesn't pan out for Team Liquid's defense.
Pretty sparse in utility though. Ultimate has no nades, only a smoke on Shuhei and Naf. Ultimate gonna come and help out Naf, who has the weaker weapon of lack of utility to hold down ramp, but I'll smoke it out. Ultimate didn't get the opening pick he was looking for. It looks like Legacy want to try and hit this ramp room, and they look to hit it pretty early.
Yeah, and depending on how Ultimate plays, this could be tough to back away. Staying behind the boxes for the moment with the chance to jump over the railing. Here's the outside smokes deployed. Molotov as well showing yard control like they want to cross towards Secret. No information picked up from Nertz. Ultimate still hasn't budged.
Oh,
and hit comes
shot.
Right at him.
Yep, easy shot, dips on down, gets out of dodge before that utility and follow-up players come towards him. And now for Legacy, sure, they've got ramp room, but they've lost a player. And now Shuhei pushing through door. Oh, Lux, bad timing for him. He walks right into Shuei's aggressive maneuver. And so far, so good for Team Liquid, now in a 5v3.
Yeah, and it should be pretty much impossible for them to lose track of the gaps in this defense. Ultimate with that pick and that fall back, they're going to absolutely know. Twist is ready above Heaven. They've got someone outside to work with them. Nap going to find one over towards lockers. Unfortunate fight with the SMG, but Twist still cannot be removed from his position.
I like that Sazin is trying to fight him on the ladder. Not the most likely positive outcome for him, but he will go back down alive. Nissim is looking to move forward right towards Nerds. Barrel spotted! Oh no! Team Liquid, there's suddenly an opening again for Legacy to go through, and Twist is locked at heaven. He can't fly down that ladder because he knows he's being watched, and so Legacy get into the B-bomb site, and it's looking so rough for Liquid all of a sudden.
Yeah, this is what of a turn of events. That's one to note down for some review in the postgame if you're Shuhei, how this has just turned around from a 5-on-3 to now being locked out of this retake. You've got no kits, no utility. And if you don't get a free kill ASAP, you're just bailing out.
Oh, Nissim's got the control window, and I think Shuhei realizes there's no kit on the back of the two remaining players. Not a lot of money left over. It's got to be the save call, and that's around where Team Liquid just crumble away from it, what looked like an unlosable position.
Well, this is also like one of the criticisms that Liquid had before Shuhei's arrival, was CT side sometimes like really, really proactive. A lot of movement, a lot of mid-round aggression, a lot of kind of shifting pieces that turn into a push somewhere. And this is back-to-back rounds. You had the lobby crunch from Ramp Room and Radio Room in the previously that got punished. That went, what, I think like, they got like 1 for 2 or 2 for 2, I think essentially on that push. This one as well, you're in an advantage situation, and you're trying to retake Ramp Room from the lower bomb site with 30 seconds on the clock. It's like, you can just sit. You can just wait. You don't have to be doing something. They haven't proven that they can break into your defense. You don't have to be the one creating the opportunities.
Well, that round has devastated the money here for Team Liquid, who are down to just 1 AK, saved over for Shuhei and the FAMAS or Twists. Everybody else on USP, so Legacy can grab control of the game here. They can go up 3-2. Now, this isn't an easy game for Team Liquid. If you look at the name value, you know, sure, you think Team Liquid coming into this game should have a comfortable time, but if you familiarize yourself with some of the individuals for Legacy and some of the results they've been getting in their own region, you realize that this is not going to be an easy game for Liquid today, and this could very easily become a Legacy victory. Especially if you have rounds like that from Liquid where they fumble and destroy their economy in the making.
Yeah, the earliest chance they had to lose their economy, Legacy's able to kind of turn it on its head, and now, or the early going on the seaside nuke, you can rack up some rounds. Looking to take the lead against USPs. There's outside control, and yeah, all good for Legacy. 3-2 for the T side.
Yeah, expected result here for Legacy, but keeping it clean, allowing their economy to start to grow now. Bomb thrown forward. The responsibility of Sadzin, who's been talked about as an extremely aggressive player. And Lux was saying, you know, he's used to playing with NQZ, who was a little bit more on the passive side. He's got the polar opposite Opera now on his team, and he feels like sometimes he has to tell him to slow down or rein it in a bit, whereas with his previous Opera, he was, you know, they were always asking him to maybe take more proactive plays.
It's like almost be careful what you wish for.
Yeah.
Or some of like in-game leaders out to be like, man, I wish I just had one of those Operas that like to be aggressive, that like going for peaks, and you finally get one, you're like, all right, bro. Like,
you're too aggressive.
Yeah, scale it back, baby. Like, I need a few more rounds to play with without you going for something.
Yeah, but 20 years old, you know, expected.
And I mean, you know, they've had a long time back, these players back in Brazil playing against the Tier 2 competition to just kind of hone the details and get on the same page without a whole lot of pressure.
Well, quickly outside is Dumao. He's all the way down secret. Twist is dropped to try and deal with this threat. He's going to smoke out in front of Dumao and then get into the vent. Twist will win that fight. Yeah, Twist all body shots.
Here's those footsteps as well. He just knows he's playing in front of the smoke, so really, really nice movement from Twist. Aggressive play from Dumao. Nissim's been spotted outside the door. Shuhei's going to be on notice. And coming back to try and split the upper bomb site. Did Nerds make it in? No, he did not. Shuhei gets one, but the action is on.
And Ultimate losing his fight in heaven puts unspeakable pressure on Shuhei, who does well to get one. And so Naf comes in to try and clean up the rest. Oh, Twist up the vent. Lucky to be alive. Lux now 1v2. Twist is going to get out of there, doesn't want to be inside of that vent. He's going to change his position up, and Naf has done exactly that. Smart move, repositions a little deeper into the rafters. Lux was still looking towards heaven, and Naf's reposition confirms the round victory for Team Liquid.
Really nice timing on the rotation from Naf as well, getting up just as everything starts to calm down. That late peek from heaven was really unexpected for the Legacy guys, but once again, you're finding a Legacy team that in the mid-round is finding some solutions while losing some of the opening engagements, playing these rounds at a disadvantage. They're finding kills later in the round that allow them to open up other options and other plans. This was a very contested round. down the stretch, the way they're able to walk in through mini and split that bomb site and crack things open. Good lockdown from Naf on the late rotation. 3-3.
Money still good for a full buy here for Legacy, but Shuei's going to stop this from moving out towards Hut. Eradicated instantly. And Nerds just watching outside. Nearly had an opportunity to take Lux out of that. It's looking like he wants to stay committed, but Utility's putting him under pressure. He still peaks. He'll still get his one.
And he gets tons of information. Sees at least 2 more players, does massive damage onto another one, which gives him the confidence to push in towards Hut.
Missed shot from Sadzin. Ultimate staying forward on it. Gets away with a pick on the scout. Fantastic headshot down into the bomb site. It's still a player advantage,
nice.
but Sadzin is dragging his team back into this. He's looking for the Heaven player next. Naf over the top. Dumao down. Sadzin with a clutch ahead of him and a minute to play. 19 seconds left. Twist to walk the smoke. Sadzin's got the shot, and suddenly a 1v1 as Sadzin pulls out the Glock instead to move further back. Just seen the head of Naf. This would be a stellar moment for Sadzin to kick off Bucharest. A player with question marks around him has only played 2 international lands so far in his career. This would be the biggest so far. And in one of his first clutch situations, he could pull it off versus Liquid. Naf coming down into the bomb site. Sadzin's got the shot, and he's got the clutch. All 5 kills for Sadzin. A stellar ace from the sniper.
Yeah, that's fantastic. That clear of Hut, what incredible awareness in the middle of the round. One of the upper players still alive. Shuhei still here, pushed Hut, clears that angle perfectly. I'll tell you what, too, Twist wants that walk back.
Oh, yeah, he wants it back
He wants it back so badly. Trying to catch Sadzin snoozing. And Legacy, that's just so punishing to the money and the economy of Liquid. They've gained complete control of this map in the middle stages here in round 8.
I loved how sure of himself Sadzin was throughout that clutch. Like every decision he made, he just committed to it.
Oh, okay.
And that's not exactly the greatest start here for the side of Legacy, but recovered thanks to Lato. Well, just limit the casualties from this point onwards, though.
Yeah, I mean, shouldn't be any issues. Just pretty incredible shots from Ultimate.
Yeah.
Got like a 2 or 3 dink at long range with the USP, so fair play.
Not bad at all.
Yeah, not bad in any way. Twist is another thing we can keep our eyes on this Team Liquid roster. Always the conversation of players switching into an IGL role and then switching back, and if they're able to kind of give up the IGL brain that they've had to try and develop and the habits they've had to form in a new role.
Yeah, sure. It's like a period of recalibration.
I'd be ashamed if Twist fell prey to that kind of a concept, considering him being back in a fragging role is like one of the big upgrades of this roster move.
Yeah.
So very important to keep your eye on Twist performances in these next few events.
Another thing about Liquid is that they don't have a coach anymore, right? They got rid of Mither.
Right, they've used their analyst as the interim coach for the moment.
So a lot more pressure on Shuei as well in that regard. You know, coming in as the in-game leader, not having coach system to build off. It is just you at the moment working with the analyst.
Yeah, but I mean, remember recently though, he's played in teams without coaches. Obviously, he had the time in Mouse with Cyclone behind him, GamerLegion with Ash. But I mean, you're still doing a lot of work at those lower levels as an IGL, kind of building things up. So
probably nice as well because you get to build your own system.
Well, also logically, if you're going to have a coach, that coach IGL relationship has to be really strong. This is a loan from Mouse for Shuhei for 2 months until after the major. So if you want things to become permanent after that, then yeah, bring Shuhei in and have him involved in the selection of a coach, so you can make sure that, you know, your IGL, the brains of your operation are on the same exact page.
Buyback for Team Liquid. Forced down to the eco from the Sadzin clutch earlier on. Ultimate gets his hands back on the big green. Sadzin looking to challenge him outside. Confident to do so, and Sadzin has Ultimate's number. Legacy given an advantage off the back of the AWP. 9-3 start here today from Sadzin.
Puts Nerds in a really awkward situation. You can realize how uncomfortable he is thinking about how they could have worked their way into Big Garage now. Naf needs this equalizer and he'll find it, and on the fallback, he's gonna get away.
Spots 2. Nissim looking to try and take that space and keep the pressure up.
Oh, this is so risky. When you fall back, if you're Naf, like, do you both just stay tucked in this corner? Naf does get away.
So get to hell, and he manages to get around the corner.
Okay, outside is the main point of attack. This is where the action is, but they've already crossed one over towards Secret. That's Dumao. Sadzin with the op has got some open real estate to look for a pick, and he might just find one. Nertz has been out here the whole time. Good clear of the boost, and Naf has no HP to challenge for this, so it's all on Nertz, and everything goes Legacy.
Yeah, it looked like Nertz was just so uncomfortable for that whole round. Once the op goes down and carries that quickly, he's having to worry about being flanked. He's having to worry about being pushed from Unbreakable. He just could never really move. And Team Liquid collapse once they get back to the guns here, not really able to compete against Legacy in round 9.
Legacy on this T-side's doing a really good job of having that kind of point of attack initially with all the attention and all the utility and like really the duels and the battles, and then doing things away from that action quietly. A 2 or 3 man group gaining a lot of space. Obviously benefit of the pick of Sadzin's AWP onto Ultimate, you get able to cross the Secret for relative free, right? Dumao's there for most of the round, he's got control. 2 more players just working outside very quietly and very slowly. And Liquid's having a tough time putting the pieces together.
And this is without the good start, right? This is without winning the pistol or even the force buy in the second round. Remember, Legacy didn't even force in the second round despite getting bomb plant and pistol. So they're doing it the hard way. They're doing it on gun rounds. And they've got the clutch factor. They've got grid openers. So far, so good from Legacy. It's a tough opening game here for Team Liquid. And then we've got the unknown quantity of Anubis coming up next, and who knows how that's going to go.
Well, I mean, it makes sense in one big regard, and that's, I mean, if the HLTV had that great article, I believe it was by, I want to say Nero, the stats of Liquid.
Usually when there's a whole heap of stats.
Yeah, it's a Nero one. I mean, it just kind of, it shows of the maps in the pool, you know, 5 out of 6 T-sides before Shuai joined this were below average in terms of like their win rates. The only map that was their saving grace in that was Anubis. Their T-side still delivered, and it's the easiest T-sided map we have in the pool. So you could see likely a little bit of comfort of them saying we've been good on this map, we want to go back to it.
Nertz looking to address the problem of Nissam. You'll do very well, actually. Gets rid of Nissam quite early. So an AK-47 now in the hands of Nertz, despite the low HP.
If Twist can have impact with his, all of a sudden you can start putting these rifles in good positions. You can open the map up to be mobile on the defense.
Dumao making his way through main. Twisted Heaven. That's where that rifle needs to get some work done from. It's 1 kill and done from Twists. Deagle out for the back of the site. Not enough output from Shuai and Team Liquid 3v3, but bomb site is conceded and now likely the round to follow.
And the hit comes in so quick that there's no chance for a rotation over. Get an extra pistol onto the bomb site. Nertz isn't playing because he wants to save that AK-47 if this is a lost cause. And indeed it is. Naf knows one over in Squeak Door, gonna try and hunt down Lux. Nertz coming up the vent. Oh, that's a nice kill. And no, it's on.
Oh, now they just need to find Lado. He gets to line up, but he's pinned behind CT vent, and Naf goes in, but Lado's clean with it. So comfortable in the clutch as he takes down 2.
Yeah, some fine zoning work with the AG grenade to make sure Naf isn't going to be pushing forward, making sure he's kind of stuck out in the open, froze him in place, and a cool little jiggle. Legacy keep up their winning ways. They're up by 4. It's 7-3.
70 rounds.
It's a rough debut so far.
It is. Well, the T-side's coming up, Jason. So.
This is also how it works in MR12, though. Obviously, they got reset really early on, going into round 5. Right after round 4, they got completely reset, got some money back, and lost a 1v3 clutch to Sadzin to have their economy reset yet again.
Yeah, if you go down 9-3 in the half on the CT side, hard to see a world in which you come back into this game now. But if Team Liquid secure the final 2 rounds, 7-5 still competitive from Team Liquid, especially with a strong start in the second half. But without that pistol round, this would be a dire half.
Yeah,
Team Liquid.
It would be devastating.
Yeah.
It certainly would be. New team, still putting things together, still figuring out how to play together. Shuai still learning who he's working with. They've had about 10 days together coming into this tournament where they got to practice with each other.
It's a really interesting point as well. Like Shuai, you mentioned his teams that he's played on so far. Throughout his career, he's not really played with big superstar names in Counter-Strike, right? He's always had a comfortable project with also pretty new players to the top level. Now he's going in with these established names, and he's got it's a unique challenge for him. He hasn't experienced that yet in Counter-Strike in his career, so we'll be intrigued to see how he's able to deal with that. Ultimate pinned up in ramp, not able to connect that opening.
Takes the op shot. Now you'd imagine NAF is going to shift over to relocate the op, change its position, but actually they stand pat for the moment. So Op remains over in ramp room behind the smoke. Down towards Secret we go. Once again, quietly and no information. Twist, it looks like he's in a position to drop, but he doesn't know they've gone down Secret. So still holding the edge of this smoke. And Liquid has nobody downstairs. Remains to be seen if they want to just fake the pressure towards control side. The bomb is here, looking to reconnect with 3 players, 2 of which starting to angle towards ramp room. They'll leave 1 outside and a lurk. That's going to be Sadzin with the AWP.
"25 seconds.
Naf's going to get burnt out.
Smoke goes out. Naf trying to keep them back for now. They have to try and leap into the bomb site and get that plant. He unleashes damage on 2, but no kill yet for Team Liquid, and the plant is secure for Legacy. So the retake is on here for Team Liquid. They have to win this round to make a half out of this. And Nissim has got that pick on Nerds. He's not looking great here for Team Liquid. They collapse. No chance in this round. Team Liquid getting outmatched completely by Legacy today. It is an 8th round on the T side from the Brazilians, and there are no signs that this is going to slow down.
Yeah, Liquid gave Legacy a lot of room. Only 2 players attacked and took that lower bomb site and planted. There was no contest any step of the way. So after that, Legacy's just like, okay, we'll just spread back out and watch for the flanks, which are surely coming in. Nice and easy. Ultimate, 1
HP.
kill as he goes down. Gonna fall eventually. Lux finds him. 8-3, it's now a 5-round lead.
Oh, they don't get anything saved over either. Rough first half here from Team Liquid with their Shuei debut. But the positives here for Legacy is they've come in and they just run over the top of them. There's so much firepower available in this squad. It's I love how quick they're playing, decisive they're playing. It's beautiful to watch.
I mean, they're so locked in right now. You have to remember, this is a team been grinding those qualifiers in that Tier 2 Brazilian scene for a long time now.
Right.
So you get a shot at this in Tier 1, and you've seen the way other teams have had those opportunities, lost, faded away. Well, Legacy's not doing that, taking complete advantage of it. Double kill towards ramp room, and Liquid's already on the back foot.
It's one thing qualifying for these international tournaments. It's another thing taking that opportunity and running with it. Not exactly the cleanest spray there from Dumao. Kind of lost control of the 8K, but his teammate Lux able to trade it out. Nissim coming in from Heaven, leaving Twist 1v3 to round out this half. Legacy gonna go 9-3 up in the first half from the T side after losing the pistol round. It has been dominance in the pistol round, in the rifle rounds rather, and it all kind of kick-started with that Sadzin clutch. Broke Team Liquid early on in the half, and Legacy dominate from that point forward. They've got info on where Twist is. He's going to reposition, go down secret, perhaps try and come up the vent, but still very unlikely makes anything happen here.
Yeah, he's hoping that smoke is going to give him the cover he needs to establish a foothold up the vents. But without a kit, you need these kills to come out very, very fast, and there's no guarantee this even works.
Well, he's now given away his position. Element of surprise removed. Time is a problem. Swing out from the MP9 to close it at 9.
Well, that's a damn impressive half from Legacy. Like, just the complete takeover. Once they got economic control, it was just all theirs. What can you even say about it? CT side nuke is brutal for Liquid. They couldn't stop anything. Their aggression was negated. When they gave space, it was taken control of by Legacy. They could never find the reads, and even with some role swaps back into more natural positions, it doesn't help anything quite yet. So early glimpse is not as much celebration as I would have liked.
Yeah, but that would be like a movie script, you know?
Yeah, true.
You know, you just come in, Shuei instantly makes everything work. Not going to happen, really. But let's see how the T side looks.
What do you think? Shuei's sitting there at halftime, and he's just like, "Oh, I got a lot of work."
Yeah, there's a lot of work to do here. Walk through the door, it's all on fire. Yeah, I think at least this format of this tournament is probably ideal for a roster making a debut,
Yes.
right? You're gonna get a lot of chances, a lot of games,
A lot of
best
games, a lot of reps, a lot of chances to bounce back.
Yeah, so I think we're going to just see Liquid steadily improve throughout the tournament. There was always a world in which this opening game could be like this, but you know, this is worst case scenario at the moment. Lose a pistol round, Nuke is over. Pretty much. Be one hell of a comeback on the T side. We know Shuei is likely to improve T sides for Liquid, but I don't think that fast. Here they go, quite quick down into the ramp room. Nissim looking to hold on. Lux has got his setup here with 2. Nissim alongside Lux, and it's worked out really solidly. Sadson getting involved in the action, and it is 10-3. Legacy don't just win the pistol, they dominate Liquid.
Yeah, that's pretty much how every other round has gone. Just emphatic victory for Legacy. Pretty shocking, to be honest with you. And it'd be easy, like with Liquid, to be like, you know, this is the debut, first official series and match. We'll see how the rest of the series plays out. But losing to someone like Legacy, almost like you almost don't want to give them the benefit of the doubt. You're just like, oh God, this is their first venture in Tier 1, and they've just deleted you.
Yeah. That's the problem. At least you know if it's close, but right now just not even a chance for Liquid to get involved here. Gotta say though, Legacy have played some fantastic CS. You know, big clutches.
Yeah,
cool T side.
Yeah, they have played really good Counter-Strike. Not taking anything away from them whatsoever. Liquid still look like they've just lost tons of confidence over the past few months. Lux holding the angle for the cross. It's unarmored Glocks. FAMAS at a new angle as well. It's a very deadly long-range crossfire.
Here comes Nissim. Round the back. P9 gonna work out. And he's gonna farm with Dumao and Lux. Now just ultimate left at red. And smiles on the faces of Legacy. Lux said that he hopes it isn't going to be a honeymoon for Liquid, and right now it looks like they're still processing the divorce.
No, but you know what? Lux in that interview as well kind of just said, they asked him like, oh, you guys had a little honeymoon period yourselves. He's like, actually, we got destroyed in our first yeah, so he knows very much the honeymoon period. That's actually just a disgusting opening glimpse of what your team is. So, yeah, look, this Liquid team is going to improve as time goes on with Shuei.
I mean, I think it might be a better thing because, you know, like Team Liquid in the past, they had a honeymoon period, I think, with their first events with Team Liquid with Ultimate and Twist in-game leading, right? That was an exciting time. Everybody overestimated them. Now they have to, you know, a bit more of a steady progression,
Yeah, it helped that Ultimate was having like a simple level performance for like a good month, a good 2 months. Smoke broken open, and Lux still wins the fight. Followed off the box, Nertz goes down. Follow-up nade gets the trade.
Here's Naf. And there goes Nissim. So 4v3. Sadson could flip this back in favor of Legacy, but he gets overwhelmed. A double peek comes in towards him. Shuei removes him. Dumao waiting for his next fight. And there's a second player coming in. Shoulder shown by Twist. And he doesn't want to get involved in that fight with the M4. So he drops a little further back. Tries to use utility to his advantage. And that little moment of reset for Twist works out perfectly. Now it's on Lado to 1v3 this.
Yeah, well, he knows the bomb was down over in secret, but he should not even have a chance at winning this round. Now, there's no smoke or Molotov to block off any of these sides. But Twist has already made it into the bomb site, and as that bomb gets planted...
He's got some util to work with here. That's going to force Twist into a fight, and that's the bomb going down now with 38 seconds left. So pressure now increases for Team Liquid. They have to move together, they group up, they should swing and make it impossible for Lato to pull it off. He was worried about control room. Good double up from Liquid to secure the round at the end.
All right, let the comeback begin. Let's see what we got.
Step one.
Yeah, step one is there. You get that first round, that fourth round on the board, your first round in a very long time if you're Liquid. It was quite a drought. Last round win was round 6. So we'll see what they can build up off it. You're not going to get as many of these kind of like freebie kills. Sadzin with that aggression stuck in the open. Caught the player over in ramp room stuck against the wall. Let's see what happens now. M4s, a FAMAS, and a scout on Sadzin for Legacy's defense. And Nertz is going to get to red box with some quickness.
Lux already in a position that Nertz just wasn't expecting. Charges outside to his death. And now Team Liquid have to find success through ramp room. Getting smoked, and they have to disrespect this one and push forward with the utility, but Nissim should be in a position where he can get an easy lineup because they go into the gap at the side of the smoke. Naf and Twist both gone. The Canadians crumble, and with 1 minute 18 seconds left, Ultimate low in HP. Dumao has Shuei locked in. It's 12 for Legacy. Map points secured just like that. As soon as they get their rifles back in their hands here on the CT side, it's back to dominant winning ways from the Brazilians.
Yeah, they've just showed on Nuke. They're just multiple steps above at the moment. Dominant from start to finish. potentially the last round coming up, and Liquid have toys to play with. MAC-10 on Nerts, Tech-9s, a P250, one Galil on Ultimate. Not a whole lot of strength behind this buy.
There's a lack of strength, sometimes speed could be the catalyst to a round victory. They're going to charge out towards the A bomb site. Lux wildly spraying, flashes in their faces. Bullets, though, in Liquid's brains. Ultimate Shuai left in a 2v5. They're going to give it a go. But Team Liquid's debut with Shuai, it has not been the match they would have hoped. It has been silenced for the Brazilians under Legacy.
Well, I think my comments about this being an easy matchup for Liquid aged very well, didn't it, gents? What did you think of Nuke?
Coming up in just a moment, but for Legacy, a lot of positives from that first game. Yanko brought up a great point, the fact that they haven't really played against anybody good yet. And, you know, if you look back at some of their match history, sure you can get excited about the fact they've qualified for some big events, they're making some positive strides, but when you get to these international tournaments, how are they going to fare against the higher caliber of players? And they handled it really well in that opening map, and got us a lot of excitement around some of these individuals. In particular, I enjoyed watching Sadzin.
Yeah, Sadzin with the AWP. He had his 1v3. He had some very good rounds. Dumau's been there. Lato's the other guy you're going to talk about. Lux IGLing was very strong. Some very good mid-round calls. A very effective T-side on Nuke. So yeah, a lot of reasons to look at Legacy and be like, damn, that was an awesome performance. Let's see if they can do it again on Anubis. They're going to be starting on the T side, attacking into Liquid's defense. Naf is going to be over towards the B bomb site. He's the solo man. 2 in middle, 2 at the A bomb site itself as well. In silence on the map. No one's doing anything.
Yeah, Legacy just on the pause, waiting for some Team Liquid aggression. And Team Liquid waiting for first contact. They had the flash to go out through camera into the mid-fight. That's just not happening, and Naf is starting to get a little uncomfortable as that solo B player, wanting to make sure he isn't about to get split on through dark and through the B main area.
Well, Liquid's starting to get uncomfortable as a team. You can start seeing players considering shifting their position. There's the first piece of information. That pulls Shuhei over to the B bomb site immediately. Same with Ultimate and Twist. Both give up their positions to start leaning towards B. And here comes the utility. Legacy gonna try and knock into this bomb site.
Well, the rotations seem to be the right call here for Team Liquid as Legacy knocking at the door of B. They spot out Shuei at the back of the site. They do damage, but they do not bring him down until now. They'll fight him, and Shuei doing what he can, running out of ammo, and that reload will cost him his life. It is Nerds left alone, so far removed, and the Jewel Berettas at this kind of range not going to result in a favorable fight. Team Legacy come charging through the B bomb site and overwhelm Team Liquid.
Shuei takes the first gush and just tries to stay alive and be a target, take attention away for his teammates, and all of his teammates go down without any kind of production whatsoever. You had the jump, you had the read, you had your players at the right place. 3 players die behind the bomb site right out in front of Temple. Just no one from Liquid able to slow down that pistol. And Legacy, this time they don't lose the opening pistol. This time they get the hot start.
Yeah, and they managed to build up a beautiful first half. It was on the T side of Nuke. They could do the same here again, right? They could build such a big half that Team Liquid, even if they do have a strong T side, there might not be enough rounds to play with coming into the second half. So real opportunity for Legacy to repeat what they did on Nuke. And with a pistol round start, they're giving themselves the best possibility of that happening. Here's Team Liquid down in USP, so maybe an aggressive A main play or just a stack outside of it, and hoping that Legacy come knocking on the door.
Well, nice and slow and cautious on this T side. This second round.
Yeah. PGL Bucharest offers a great opportunity, I think, for a lot of the teams that aren't necessarily the vitality of the world.
Yeah,
I think that's an exciting thing about coming into this tournament.
That's the big thing about the event overall, right? Is the top 4 teams aren't here. You don't have Spirit, you don't have Vitality, you don't have Na'Vi, you don't have MongolZ. So it's kind of like great chance for everyone else to prove where you are in the hierarchy. It's who's the best of the rest. And I mean, honestly, I kind of wish Na'Vi was here because
they need it.
I feel like they've dropped down further in those rankings than we might expect at this point. It just hasn't caught up yet. But I mean, not only to prove who's the best of the rest, but if you're a team like the MongolZ, who took a loss earlier today.
Yeah.
If you're a team like the MongolZ, or if you're a team like Aurora, I almost said it. Yeah. I almost said it to Ravon.
I knew it was coming.
If you're a team like Aurora, you're going to be sitting there and saying like, okay, like we've kind of got into this point where we're like, we can beat these guys in isolated best of threes from time to time. This is your chance to kind of show that you're in the proper place, that you are kind of like that next fourth or fifth best team in professional Counter-Strike. It's a great opportunity.
Who knows what the hell G2 are going to do with this tournament, you know? So, yeah, a lot of great opportunities for some of the squads that are outside of the elite.
And I think like a team like FaZe as well, who's lost to Spirit a bunch, like a good chance for them to go through and have a team like that that constantly knocks them out, the best teams in the world. So you get to see, you get a more decent barometer other than just getting eliminated by the top 1 or top 2 teams in the world.
Well, they get to play against Astralis in our next matchup here on the...
Indeed they do. That's going to be a fun one.
Or not.
Or not.
The last time wasn't exactly that fun, but the last time they played at a PGL event, that was
great. Yeah, it's a 3rd, 4th place decider back in Cluj. You had like 6 overtimes on that first map.
And Cadian looking for some redemption. I'll be coming up later today. Team Liquid looking for redemption, though, from their first map loss. They're currently down 2-0 on Anubis, their map selection. Their first buy round here, though, on the CT side. We'll see no AWP for Ultimate. There'll be 5 rifles. An okay amount of utility. And Twist, not going to be a fan of the start to this round. Grenade lands perfectly upon him, dropping half of his health.
Once again, Legacy opens up these rounds pretty chill, pretty passive. 3-man start at the B bomb site for Liquid's defense. Hard thing with the pistol round victory and the 2nd round win for Legacy is that CT side economy on a map like this can be so brutal, where T sides are so favored already, but now you're having to play this first gun round with very little nades to activate any kind of aggression. We're seeing a little piece of it right now. Through canals, Shuhei moving up. Lado's looking for it, but missed the timing.
Yeah, timing favors Shuhei heavily in terms of being able to stay alive, but he doesn't get the info of the crossing player. Dumal cut off. Twist 2 kills towards camera, finally overwhelmed and overrun, and Nert's not able to get anything done despite the heavy lifting from Twist. Here comes Shuhei. Aggression not paying off. Lux turns. Second opportunity was there on that, but couldn't secure his follow-up frag. So it's Lado 1v2, fights the A. Main player doesn't have the info on Ultimate, and that is the element that Ultimate will use to his advantage. Creeping in, does not remove his finger from that shift key, and he will get the final kill to win a crucial 1v1 to put Team Liquid up with their first round victory.
That's a huge victory. Lux does such good work watching the flank as well, grabbing 2 kills, but just you'd never expect that many flankers coming in. Well-timed piece of aggression from the Liquid defense, but you have to say as well, Legacy's not upset by that round at all. Even though they lose it, they're like, we got 4 players down. It's only Ultimate surviving. Money's still in the bin. We still have huge advantages, and we could actually inflict another early reset on Team Liquid's defense, just like we did on Nuke, and put them really on the back foot. So Liquid buying up what they can and trying to spend the money economically to get out as much nades and utility as possible heading into this 4th round.
Dumal gonna have a little bit of a search in mid with that Deagle. Lux not too far off getting some extra damage sprinkled up on top of Shuhei. He's dancing with fire, trying to get that peek and spam back.
Shuei's used his smoke. Naf has 1 more. It'll be a question if they want to play it out towards dark, or if they want to hold on to it for a late round execute. 3 smokes remaining for Liquid's defense with over a minute on the clock still. No map control gained. Legacy just challenging at the point of their default. They're going to start moving into position now. Very passive B bomb site setup between Naf and Shuhei, playing both along the wall at long range. A lot of space and real estate to get bomb plant if Legacy does eventually shift over.
.28 seconds. That's all they've got left. Lux making the final play to B, but the bomb still sits perched at that A bomb site. It's just being re-smoked. Oh, this is a problem. They have to go through it. They have to disrespect this. Is Nertz going to be ready for this final A play? 15 seconds. Lands on his shoulders. All the pressure makes him crumble. Twist to go down. What a shot from Dumao. Starts it with the deagle. Picks up a FAMAS. A twist is cast aside. Team Liquid have to save these 3 weapons. This round collapses as Legacy find their way through.
What an absolute heartbreak. You feel like a round they come in with such little utility to have a smoke that perfectly timed, and they still just waltz right through it. What a double from Dumao. The follow-up on a twist is brutal, and Liquid can only save. Those are the rounds that are so frustrating too if you're like a Liquid fan watching this, or if you want Liquid to succeed, because you're just like, there's almost like no explanation. Like they played, everything's fine. Until you lose the fight as they come through the smoke.
Yeah, Nertz playing close up to the smoke makes it uncomfortable because they come in from 2 different sides of the smoke and he's caught between both of them.
I mean, it's a well-executed smoke wall by Legacy. Spots the awkward fight first, and one close up to him pops out second. That's a nasty way for that exchange to go down. It's just such a small detail that has such massive consequences in losing yet another round.
And those kind of rounds are preventing Team Liquid from finding any momentum, right? Throughout both of these maps, they have just been shattered in terms of any dream of stringing rounds together. Another one goes to the wayside for Team Liquid. At least they save 3 weapons so they can get a competitive buy into round 5. A little change up here. Ultimate going aggressive, backed up by the vision of Shuei. And Ultimate pushes down into the canal.
Nobody to force into the open with that Molotov. Smoke now to block off Twist, but you're going to run into Ultimate, who's ready. Dumao used that little windowsill as a place of safety in the previous round. This time it betrays him.
Oh, yeah, great pick from Ultimate. Good info, at least from Lux, seeing 2 players in that area, so information that can be sent over to the rest of his teammates. But having lost 2 opening picks here, Legacy in a tough spot. This is the kind of round where Team Liquid can't afford to lose.
Yeah, but they did lose rounds like this on Nuke. There were rounds like this that even lost a couple, and even if you didn't lose them, were made very dangerous despite the advantages. So Liquid, they also have the added weight of needing their economy to settle down. So it's not even about losing the round. It's make sure you don't lose too many rifles in closing this one out. 2 players in mid for Liquid, Ultimate and Twist. 2 players over in dark, Shuhei and Naf.
Good pick from Twist, seconds even better. And it leaves Nissim down at the rugs. He'll try and hang on to that AK. His teammates will be able to buy up.
Okay, and Liquid get to upgrade to some AKs.
Yeah, not bad.
Build some money behind this, replenish the utility. So we'll see if this is the round that kind of secures them a foothold in this half. Good find at the end of the day for Shuhei, his first and only of the round. Liquid's back within 1.
I like the opening move, getting Ultimate into the canal. Realizes he has to stand and fight that player coming down the stairway. And Ultimate does some fantastic work to put Team Liquid in pole position in that final round. So here comes a buyback for Legacy, just trying to figure out what kind of purchase they can put together because money is not in an amazing spot.
Not at all. And actually, they're not putting much of it together. They're happy with this 3-2 start. They've got plenty of cash. They could have forced something out, but wanted to be even stronger in the next round. So a round they choose to stick with deagles and pistols.
And a real big opportunity now for Team Liquid to establish some economy.
What's scary, I think, in this round is this kind of a peak from Shuhei. If you want to get aggressive and you meet like just like a 1D out of nowhere, that is a painful way to lose a round as well, or lose a player. But for now, he's got tons of information. He's got a 5-on-4 for his team. And Legacy going to start coming right at him.
There goes Ultimate, peeking out of the window. Ooh, a little awkward for Shuhei, not able to tame the AK-47, but Ultimate to dive down through window and collect the trade kill. Minute 8 seconds left. Nissim and Lato looking to inflict as much economic damage as possible onto Team Liquid. It's another headshot this time on Nertz, and that frees up the A-bomb side a little bit. Maybe they could even squeeze a plant out of this. The bomb is being picked up.
It might be possible. Liquid's going to stay pretty centralized at the moment with Twist over towards middle. They're going to do another canals push. Oh, they're going to come back and collapse on it.
There's two players here, so surely Liquid come out of this one better off. Ultimate's able to separate the fights into 2 1v1s. And Ultimate, he's looking confident now. 4 kills collected in this round. He had the double in the previous. Good work from him.
And we're seeing a couple pieces of Liquid aggression on the CT side work much better than we saw on Nuke, with those like radio room lobby collapses they had that went the wrong directions, the late clear coming up from the lower bomb site to clear ramp room from the CT side. Now you're starting to see these pushes in Canal be effective. Some of the mid peaks have been pretty nice from Twist as well. They're doing a good job of maintaining that position and keeping track of where Legacy is moving on the map. Off in the hands of Ultimate, 7-2 to start Anubis. He'll take an early peek and cover for yet another push.
Nerds with twists. Oh, great grenade. That's gonna eradicate most of the health of Lux. He's down to 39 off of that. Here goes Shuey this time. First bullet got me a little nervous, but he was able to maintain his composure and get that pick regardless, and now he gets away.
Dumao even kind of pre-fired that angle, or at least kind of peeked it with some intent, because he'd been taken out by Ultimate in the previous round in that exact spot.
Yeah, if you're Liquid, you can't use that again. You can't use that position
At
again.
least give it some breathing room.
Yeah,
a couple
exactly.
rounds before you go back there.
55 seconds on this clock left. Legacy, with Lux very low, has to go to the AWP.
This is maybe the first time in these two maps where they seemed a little bit stumped on what they want to do on this T side. They've just thrown out a fake Heaven smoke over at the A bomb site. Nissim is going to back off into a lurk to watch for pushes. Really, the only way to win this round if you're Legacy is this three-man attack towards the B bomb site. You've got Ultimate defending and Naf defending, and Shuhei can be there quick with a little bit of busted HP. But it's all onto this.
Oh, I like this from Nissim, just letting them both go by. This is 2 kills.
Surely.
This is 2 kills right now for Nissim. And that is utterly ridiculous as he gets his team right back into it. 18 seconds left, though. Time is the problem.
Do they have time?
And they have to get into the site. They have to sprint into the site. Nissim with another one as he stops Shuey coming out of storage into Heaven. And Team Liquid have collapsed at the hands of Nissim. Bomb plant is secured with 5 seconds left on that clock. And Ultimate's getting rolling, coming right back into this. AK-47 ready to remove the low HP, but Lato catches them distracted, and Sadson combines with him. Legacy were stumped for a moment, but they find their way back through.
And again, it's the aggression from Liquid. This time, the aggression itself is fine. It's just not clear in this corner. The hit's not even underway. Like, you have no reason to need to hustle to get here. This corner, not clearing it is just so brutal, and look what Nissim's able to do with it. Take all the space at the A bomb site, clean up an early damage onto Shuhei. That's so brutal, and another one of those rounds for Team Liquid where it's just like, how do we lose it?
Yeah, once again, a round like that just stifles the run of form that Team Liquid was starting to build up. Ultimate's doing what he can. He's got another pick, this one on the AWP in mid. Nissim tries to get away with murder on Nerds and unable to handle it this time. So, great start here for Team Liquid. Another 5v3. Let's see if they can close this one out. And that's a play from Shuey into the open that is resulting in a 4v3. Make it a 3v3.
Yeah, now it seems silly, but it's kind of an information play. You clear things out, you get intel for your team, you know part of the map is clear. It equalizes things just for a brief moment. But once again, mid-round decision to clear in towards Dark could go against them. Lux has the first and the second. And yet again, Legacy pulls back a disadvantage for what's feeling like a round win, 1v2 for Nerds.
He's got to win this one. He has got to win this one for Team Liquid. He's coming through Dark, low HP in front of him, and Lux does not let him in. A 5v3 gone the other way, and it's now 5-3 in the scoreline with Legacy in the lead.
Is that back-to-back 3v5s one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's...
And Team Liquid's money's gone this time. It's not like they can buy back. I mean, those rounds have just got to shatter your mentality, Jason, right? Like, you're a 5v3 up and you lose them back to back.
They're really frustrating, especially on a map like Anubis, where you know when you have those advantages on the CT side, you really have to convert them. But give some credit over to Lux. Like, talked a lot about his switch into the IGL, got to play under Big Uzera, and he kind of joked about it, saying, you know, he has that influence of Big Uzera on the way he likes to lead. He kind of says, as an IGL, I create space with my crosshair. That's how he goes about things, and you could see it in full effect in that round. So beautiful sequence.
Oh, Shuey. It's blasted out of the ground, and it is now quite a comfortable close for 6 rounds here for Legacy. I like the double USP kill, though, coming in. Ultimate and Twist able to make something here for Liquid. But that is really the best case scenario. 6 rounds.
No cause for panic. That's par for the course here on Anubis. What's not is losing the 5-on-3s in back-to-back rounds. That one is maybe cause to panic.
I mean, it has to be addressed right now, so timeout being taken. Can still make something of this first half. A few extra rounds should have already been on the board of Team Liquid, but let's see if they can squeeze out any extra here. They want to go down 9-3 in back-to-back CT sides. First on Nuke and now Anubis. And B execution smokes being thrown in really early here from Legacy. One out for the B cross towards CT.
And it's causing a reaction. Nertz over towards A main is getting a little bit closer to the corner, a little bit friskier to the edge. Him and Shuhei working in tandem. Hold their nerve for now, but they might turn the corner at the next piece of utility.
Oh, miss Molly. Let's see what that cost them. There is multiple Liquid players around that corner. Here goes Lato jumping around, trying to offset the crosshairs. But Team Liquid do not bite down on that initial fake towards the B bomb site. They stand strong on A, and so far it's paid off. 1 minute left. Sadzin had an opportunity to pick another player out in that A main play, but it's actually Team Liquid that have come out better here. They've got the space to work with and the advantage.
Oh, and Shuhei, are you going to step right through it? Are you going to risk the equalizer? Oh, you do. This time it kind of works. Timing is everything, and Dumao's got him. Another push, another 2v2, Nertz and Naf to pick up the pieces. You had the intel on at least one player, and you know exactly where the bomb is dropped.
Yeah, Naf's got a great timing here, great position as well to get in behind him. 27 seconds left. Naf could be the player to unravel this entirely for Legacy. Nertz waits as the insurance policy on the A-bomb site. There's Naf's flank. Kill comes in. Dumao out of there. So Sadzin has to commit one way or the other. Has to go back and get that bomb. 14 seconds left. Realizes he can't spend time fighting Naf. He has to run to Nertz. Has to get his gun out. Nertz is just waiting behind the cake. And so the smoke comes up. It's not going to be enough. Nertz with patience steps up for Liquid. And they were able to turn this back in their favor.
Yeah, good victory from Nertz and Naf. Shuhei goes down, but does give him all the intel they required of all the positioning of the Legacy players. The bomb being down was very helpful, and Liquid will drop some weapons around and get another buy coming in. Not sure about that jumping opening in that situation.
True, but if he gets the headshot, Jason, it's like you max out on style points.
Yeah, that's true. If that's what you're going for. if that's your jam, if that's your thing. All right, 2-round lead. Liquid bringing this CT side back. They're getting into it.
All right, grouping up outside of the B bomb site this time. Legacy with the bomb on their backs. Nissim holding the A main pressure, and Nertz's aggressive move is punished. It's gone. So now it comes to B play. Legacy walking into B, contact through the smokes. They're already out. They've already got Lato on the pillar. This could be perfection for Lato. His teammates come through jail. He's already deep out. Shuhei with so much pressure, he cracks. And so Legacy have the B-bomb site. Ultimate going back to address the A player. Will eventually get that kill, but getting back into this round for Team Liquid is impossible. They're so far away from this. And so they're going to save into the last round of the half, and Legacy go up to 7 rounds T-side.
And that just shows you how tough it can be at times defending that B bomb site. I mean, players able to just kind of walk in and get so much space before Naf and Shuhei even realizes one's at pillar. And then the hit is just so fast and suffocating from there. But that's not, I mean, that's a great call from Legacy too. So much of this half has been towards the A bomb site. Has been like little engagements in middle. Not a whole lot of actual commitments to the B bomb site outside of maybe the pistol round. It's been quite a minute since they've come back to this B site. Naf and Shuhei perhaps caught a little bit off guard. But perfect for a 7th round as Lux continues to lead this team. This heavy underdog team in Legacy to a very nice match so far against Team Liquid.
Now, Team Liquid even coming into the last round of the half somewhat bruised. You have Nertz on a 5-7, FAMAS here for Naf. It's not the ideal buy. And that's a great start. Twist in the mid-fight comes out on top of Lux. Sadzin Is he about to walk through this dark smoke? Okay, this could be sick. His teammates are coming through. He's been spotted, so calls that idea off and then goes into the peak instead. This time combined with Nissim with eyes on the position. Both Team Liquid defenders go down in an instant. Ultimate on the back of the platform. Smokes are keeping him in this round, and at the time being, he's just waiting for this flank to come in from Twists. That flank is considered. Lato had eyes on it, but Twists able to win the duel.
Ooh, footsteps made. Twist knows about this. Nice reposition, though. Nissim never expected it. A 5th round headed into halftime. And Team Liquid barely just do enough to stay in this game. 2 rounds back. Looking better, but still some of that shakiness. Still some of that shakiness is there, but now they got to switch sides to their T side on Anubis, which has not been letting them down. The one map that stayed with them through the Twist IGL era, they got to run that T side back one last time. First map was a 13-4 victory for Legacy on Nuke over Team Liquid. That was a brutal stomping. And now we're starting to see a little bit of the rebuttal, some fight back into Team Liquid. 13 kills on Ultimate here on this second map of the series. 11 on Twist. Those guys delivering in a big, big way. For Legacy on the other side of things, it's Lux up at the top. 12 kills for him, 11 for Dumao. But really the story with Lux has been the T-side calling. I think I've only seen them today in Nuke and now Anubis. I think I've only seen them on T-sides take 1 save round. Their offenses have been, outside of like losing the pistol on Nuke, their T-sides have just been dominant. They've been in the driver's seat, dictating all the action on offense.
Yeah, and if there was any point where they look like they might be sent back down to a low buy, they've pulled off a 3v5, or rather Team Liquid's aggression has cost them. There's been a lot of moments like that for Legacy. Both pistol rounds would be a brilliant way to kick off Anubis here. And Legacy in search of that.
All right, Liquid's going to try and split this A bomb site. Once again, much like Nuke, though, there's not a stack, but there's a lot of defenders at this point of attack. 2 for A main. Dumao getting information over in middle. And Liquid yet to pull the trigger. They want to get this mid portion of the attack a little bit closer. Twist with the P250 stepping in. Flashbang out from camera. Twist goes down. That's Dumao with the kill. And now Nert steps forward. Nissim up on the by the pillar, takes some shots, can't find the kills, and Sadzin inside the bomb site.
Ooh.
This pistol round not effective yet for Team Liquid, but the second thrust might just do it.
Well, here comes Nat through camera, needs a snapshot, and he's got one at the back of the site, goes back up again, but there's kills from Legacy and Ultimate caught fighting on so many different positions. It's just too many players, too many fights, and he can't step up. So Legacy come dragging through at the end of that chaotic pistol round to another victory at the start of the half.
Yeah, they're just looking so sharp at the moment. They're looking really, really sharp, well prepared, well drilled, and everyone full focused on this opportunity that they've been busting their ass to get for years, not letting it slip away. And Liquid not able to find any success on this initial push. It just took so long to clear out that position to get themselves towards the bomb site. Once again, another fast flank coming in. We saw that in the first half from Team Liquid. These extended A hits just get ruined by those flanks. And Liquid's already down a player here with unarmored pistols in round 2. All right, Dumao, farm it a little bit. Glock's not doing anything. So 9-5, Legacy just 4 rounds away from this upset series victory, coming into this rank number 50th in the VRS, on nobody's radar, and looking like they can close this out 2-0. Round 15, M4s and FAMAS, a couple of SMGs, couple MP9s, and Nissim and Lato for the defensive side. That might be the weakness Liquid needs to find a way to exploit. If they can discover those on the map. One will be at the B bomb site, others going to be headed over to the A bomb site in the anchor position.
Oh, mid-aggression from Dumao, punished by ultimate. He's searching for a second player. He got the info on the position of Sads and wasn't able to get that follow-up kill. Now Lado waiting at the back of the platform. This mid-fight still going down. Ultimate still so focused on trying to get the second pick, but it'll be slowed down by that smoke. Now Nertz's turn to make a play towards A. He's had a pretty frustrating game so far. 5 and 11 here, didn't really get going. Oh my god, and that is not what you're used to seeing from Nertz. One of the most clean and clinical players you've got on the rifle in Counter-Strike, and yeah, not able to handle the AK there in that instance.
And that's the bummer, because that's the play you would have wanted him to take. That's the fight that you would love. You give Nertz an AK versus an MP9 in a 1v1 heads-up duel, it's like, you can't ask for a better fight than that if you're Nertz. So really tough one to slip away. 5 and 12 for him. You're right, uncharacteristic map of Counter-Strike so far for him. B-main just gets smoked off at a really rough timing. Liquid just setting up to split this B bomb site for the final attack, and all the rotations are coming over. Sadzin has added himself to this defense at the bomb site. Nissim is on a very fast flank from the A site through canals.
Yeah, Nissim around the back. Shuey losing most of his health, but 28 seconds left. Team Liquid still at the door of B, but it's been shut in their faces by Lux. Lato off the back. Sadzin with him. Legacy up to double figures. It is looking so good right now from the Brazilians, outmatching Liquid in the firepower department.
Yeah, with ease. That's huge. And again, you have that round with 2 SMGs coming in for Legacy. You think maybe they can be exploited. Nertz loses his battle. The other one has impact at the B bomb site. Legacy getting all the good reads at the moment, playing very, very well. 3 rounds away from that series upset over Team Liquid. They've gone down Liquid to Tech9's armor, and a desperate bid as their economy cannot afford the rifles just yet, but they're running out of space to make a comeback happen. Look at the confidence now out of Legacy too, just dropping out of canals, running around in a circle, clearing it out.
You can understand why.
Trying to bait a peek for information, anything.
That was a fantastic opening game for Legacy here in Bucharest. Team Liquid trying to get through this B bomb site. Lux with a flash up into the sky. Twist dodges it and gets around the back of the site. And so the Tech9s overwhelm. They get deep into the B bomb site, but here's the rotation. Dumao taken out eventually. With that double kill, keeps his team in it. It's still favoring Liquid with that bomb going down. And with that kill from Twist, it should seal it. Nissam's going to give it a go. But they're all looking at his position. Smoke fades away. Twist spotted. Nissim, it would take something miraculous to be able to get into a position of power here. First kill is good on Twist, but getting Pincher from 2 different angles, and eventually Team Liquid break through that B bomb site.
Tell you what, you want to hear about a stupid detail that just costs you a round is Lado goes down as that first player in the B bomb site because he's turning from his teammate's flash over in the corner. He's throwing that underhanded jump flash to get out.
It takes so long.
And it takes so long. Lado turns his gaze away. He's got a free kill, but he's turning from the flash and just gets dropped by a Tech9. And then the round comes crumbling down, so small detail, massive consequences, but is it enough to get Liquid back into this series? Back by 4, 6-10 in the favor of Legacy. Lux still fragging, Dumao still fragging. Things are looking good for the moment. Liquid's got to rip it away.
Ultimate, good timing. The reload's happening in front of him. The Lux gets his gun out in time. And Ultimate pinned back in the corner, stuck inside a connector. Naf doing what he can through the smoke spams. He'll sprinkle a little damage onto Lato. And Ultimate's actually being forced to take a step back from connector.
It's all right. They've done their job in the early going of this round, to be honest with you. They've applied so much pressure to that bomb site, forced out nades, forced out Molotovs, forced a third player to stick around at that B bomb site because they don't know if the pressure is going to continue. Now you've done great damage on the other side of the map. So Liquid doing a good job opening up and controlling this, but they're out of nades. They've got smoke Molotov for the rest of this round. That's it. And unfortunately, with that early pressure, you didn't find any picks either. So back to B through canals. A lurker in middle, but 4 players going to stream out along the wall.
Here's Ultimate. Stepping forward, Shuey just in front of him. Naf in behind. Dumao takes that first fight. Lux in the back of the site. Oh, he goes down, but his teammate's still here. Dumao still standing. And they need to get this bomb down soon, and so they turn. And as soon as Nerds turns his back, it's now Twist stuck in mid alone. 1v3, 25 seconds, so far away from getting involved in this round. And Nissim isn't even going to allow him to drop out of that window down to the water. It looks like it is going to be a day of celebration for the Brazilians as they hold Team Liquid to 6 rounds.
Yeah, and that's again, they've got economic control too. CT side economy is looking good. All the rifles, the AWP is out there for Liquid. It's going to be a lot of pistols mixed in around whatever rifles and SMGs they can buy. But backs against the wall, they got to invest and fight back to try and take this away. Just not able to find consistent success to do it.
Well, Team Liquid starting heavy towards A with 2 AK-47s and pistols around it. An A execution and an attempt to try and pounce on Nissim is the call here for Team Liquid. A flash ready to go through that A main smoke. They're going to send Naf in with a MAC-10. Nerds to follow in behind with the AK-47, and here comes that execution. Beautiful to look at. And Nissim still stepping up. Got the right spam down, and Nerds is gone. Team Liquid, they're going to have to deal with this rotation that's now arriving as well for Legacy. They've got extra players coming in towards this A-bomb site. And it's stalled out for the time being. Shue attempting to climb up to the broken wall, stopped by Dumao. Legacy have got 2 advantages without even letting that bomb go down. Now comes the retake. Twist's health is low, and Dumao is so clean on the double kill. It's just Twist left. He's got 1, but he needs a miracle, and it's just not going to happen. Series point for Legacy. This is a spectacular opening game here in Bucharest from the Brazilians, and Team Liquid come in flat.
Yeah, nightmare round for Nerds there, just getting dropped through the smoke on the entrance. And I love watching Legacy throughout this whole series. Just been so disciplined in situations that require it. The mid rounds on the T side of Nuke. Now you have this scenario, you get this opening pick, and it's like, we don't need to do anything. We can just chill. Don't let them get aggressive onto the choke points we're going to be retaking from. We know this is a low buy. Stay patient, control the ground we have, and we have all the advantages in the retake. And it's nice and clinical. Legacy have 6 chances to close out this map and series and stun Liquid in Shuei's debut.
Pick down into the water here for Sadzin. He'll start in connector, but he's smoked out. Oh, replace the AWP with 2 rifles instead. Shuei's about to get peeked out from window. He got his Galil back to the angle in time. In fact, Shue with a spam down through the smoke has got a 2nd kill in this round. So Team Liquid with some space to work with now and putting pressure on the AWP, but Sadzin's not going to crack. He will not falter on the first fight. Now he knows his next opponent's out towards jail. It's Twist trying to be elusive, trying to get deeper into the bomb site. Sadzin's tracking him, but Twist has still got that headshot. And Team Liquid will not fall yet.
No, but that was a really cool little peek from Legacy, a little piece of aggression. The peek from window, just as your kind of time to break the smoke and challenge in canals as well. Just a beautiful individual effort out of Shue with his double kills. Flank being watched on timing, Twist jumping up and down every once in a while just to see what he's got. There's the rotation spotted. Nissim's gonna step forward for this fight. He wins it. 1v2 now. Doesn't have a kit, but there could be one inside the bomb site. And he's going to give it up.
Yeah, just going to back away. Nissim's going to retreat to save the M4. Legacy will have an opportunity to close in the next with all the money that they have on a few players. But in fact, it's not looking too pretty actually for Legacy. Might be a strange situation for them moving forward into the next. Might just take a hit to concede the next, and Team Liquid could have a little bit of life in them, at least for the next few rounds here.
Yeah, there's a lot of options for Legacy to play this in plenty of different ways if they want to be conservative with the money or if they just kind of want to go for it and give themselves another buy round. Looks like they're going to go for the buy option.
Yeah,
of those 2.
I like it. You mentioned we haven't seen too many saves from them.
No.
Because they just win with whatever they've got.
And you know what? Fair play. They get a pretty solid buyout. Outside of kits, they got 1 of them. You could maybe use 1 or 2 more, but...
Yeah, with the FAMAS being so good, Jason, you know.
True.
You can pull it out. Maybe it's so good. It's maybe an exaggeration. Better. It's probably a word I would use.
Infinitely better.
Yeah, so, infinitely better.
Yeah.
Here comes the execution for Team Liquid. Nades to land in B, but no commitment behind it. It's just early utility. The bomb is still all the way back towards top mid stairs side. Ultimate's got the opening pick here for Team Liquid. That's certainly going to help matters. And Nerds might be able to follow up on this A main play. In fact, he will. Nails that headshot. 5v3. Minute 10 on the clock.
It's good to see him go back to it because that's the exact play that he had against the MP9 in the first gun round of this half that he ended up losing. But it's the same exact concept of a play, right? He knows with that pick on the other side of the map, he's going to have a chance for a 1v1 duel. Steps forward into it. This time he wins it. And it keeps the defense spread. It keeps Dumao and Sadzin from joining up together.
Yeah, we've got to save because there is no money now for Legacy. So carrying the AWP and the FAMAS into the next round. Team Liquid.
Nice thing if you're Lux, though, is you've talked so much about how aggressive Sadzin is, and you go into a round where he saved the op, you're going to be saving around it. You're going to say, my brother, you get all,
yeah,
you get your choice of whatever aggressive play you want to make. It's on you.
When is this round? And M4 upgrade as well for Dumao out towards Connector. So he's at least getting upgrade as well. Makes the save even better. Ultimate's had a pretty decent map. Twist as well.
Yeah, which has been good to see. I mean, I think that's one of the first things people are going to want to see is Twist stepping away from the IGL role. Is it going to have an impact? You know, is this stint of him trying to lead this team going to have an impact on his individual level? Is he still going to find that impact? Does he still have it in him? Or is he kind of going to be a period where we watch him kind of struggle to get back to form? So at least this first glimpse for Twist in this Shuhei-led lineup is nice. He's individually been there.
You know, the great thing about Twist, though, in finding form, again, we've already seen it happen in his career, right? There was a period of time at the end of Liquid where, you know, we're sure it was on the online era, but his form definitely dropped off, and we started to wonder, you know, where is Twist? Is he going to be able to get back to where he was in that 2019 Grand Slam run? And then he went to FaZe Clan and did wonderful things. So we know he can rebuild himself back into form again. We've seen it happen already.
It's just that IGL equation is always the sticky one.
It's a new challenge.
It's always the one that makes you a little bit scared. You're like, please don't become an IGL for like 6 months because we don't know what happens after that.
Yeah, your brain just permanently damaged.
We're going to find out.
Well, Sadzin, here he is. The AWP, Jason. Let's see. Does he have it in him to make a round happen on his own?
Well, Liquid would know that the op was saved, right? So nobody's going to be making any kind of crazy peaks early on. Everything's smoked out. Shuhei's going to move up. Working with Ultimate. This is where Ultimate's op found the pick in the previous round, was over towards Dark. And later on, Twist almost seems like he wants that fight a little bit.
Naf's going to get the fight he wants. He gets the result as well. Up to 5 kills now. Gets traded. Dumao on the double. Nissam moving through middle. Shuhei able to win that fight, but look at Sadzin. Oh, he sees the ass. Oh, he sees enough, and he likes what he sees, but can't take it. Shuhei round the corner. Pin, and that shot goes sailing past. Sadzin really needed to nail that opportunity, and now it's just a USP. It will not go in the way of Legacy. Well, maybe this fight. But even then, Shuhei's got it.
Man, that Sadzin op shot just couldn't find the comfort, pulled the trigger a little bit early. Nicely done from Twist, nicely done from Shuhei, keeping that round in the favor of Liquid. They're now just 3 back. But another buy coming in for Legacy. No op to put in Sadzin's hands, but you have all M4s. Dumao has a very good round making this difficult for Liquid, making it sketchy, throwing a little bit of chaos into the mix.
Yeah, you think Dumao set them up and Sadzin's going to knock it home, but just couldn't get a comfortable fight against Shuhei. That missed Molly towards the B-bomb site early on here for Liquid, but they're going heavy committed towards A. Shuhei diving through that initial utility. Nissam's going to hear it. And he's going to get around that corner. Doesn't get caught in an open position, allowing Team Liquid an easy opener, so they're going to have to fight for it. And now there's 2 players looking to defend this A-bomb site. Shuhei over the top of the fountain.
I think that Molly ticked him, but I don't know if they realize one's made it over to the pillar. They can kind of make an educated guess. Shuhei, that's perfect. What an opening. Space created. And now Liquid can reconvene.
And now if you're Legacy, do you want to just save? Because, yeah, they're just so far off getting into a competitive position here. So they got to save their weapons into the next round. Dumao is able to slink away and join the rest of his teammates on B. And Team Liquid, 10 rounds secured.
And this is one of the reasons why the Shuhei to Liquid just seemed like it made a lot of sense, was for a team that was struggling with Yakinder finding openings, team that was struggling with Nerds finding openers and having consistent, you know, first place success on their T sides, having a space-taking IGL like Shuhei come in. This round is designed to just force utility out of the A defenders early. And then Shuhei gets there to A main and he's like, they've given us all the space and they're trying to hold on to the utility. So now it turns into a lurk play. And just having those, seeing those opportunities for Shuhei, that's excellent. One opening kill on Nissim, finds the entry, round's done. And now the AKs can do some economic damage down the stretch. Nerds only with the 1.
I think Legacy will take just losing one player there. And the fist bumps come in, and Team Liquid on their merry way back into the game. Overtime could be secure with 2 rounds back here. And Legacy's decision to save early might just allow them enough to close out this map and series. Good to see Team Liquid actually showing some life on the map, though. It felt like it would have been devastating for them to just go out and lose the series 2-0 flat on both maps.
Not just them fighting them, but the fight back and extended now. This was, what, 12-6 at one point? Chances of winning this have dwindled.
Nissim holding on top of the table. Here comes Nertz Naf. The combination, only Nertz required. Nissim goes down, space being taken. Nertz looking to follow up through that smoke, but the lineup's there. Even while blinded, Lux unleashes damage with Mouse 1 held, and they're going to realize that's a different player inside of the kill feed, but Lux still thriving in the chaos. USP pulled, and with only the USP, it's not really the weapon for the job, so Twist able to cast him aside. Lato 1v3 this time, and he's got that first pick out on ultimate. Is there anything else up for grabs here for Lato? Plays with the utility, but couldn't get to Shui. No way! No way! He's got this into a situation where he closes it! A ridiculous clutch for Lato at the end. Finds 3 kills in an instant. Shui should have sunk him. But for the side of Legacy, they get the job done and they close it in spectacular fashion versus Liquid.
Yankra called it right at the start of the show.